So I played Banjo Kazooie yesterday, and Banjo Kazooie was a game that I always from seen from afar or seen somebody else play from like a fair distance, and basically reacted with like a seething, blind baby's tantrum, which was I hate that for babies. Um, so I felt it was like a very excellent goal to aim for, which it was then hit. And so I went and sat down at noon yesterday, and I finished it around 1-ish in the morning. I feel that if not objective, my subjective opinions definitely maintained. I was absolutely fucking miserable.
Interesting.
For 12 and a half hours.
Okay. And this
one of the worst experiences I have ever had playing a game in my life.
So, and you've also like played the things that have come after, right? The genre that spawned.
I have played the games that Banjo-Kazooie inspired and really liked them.
Hat in Time, Ukulele.
I did not play Ukulele.
Okay. I mean, well, you know, I put Donkey Kong 64 on that list, but yeah.
I just played Bonanza, which is fairly well inspired by Banjo-Kazooie.
But the original still is stuck in your craw.
Yeah, so there's a couple things that so I had plenty of time to examine my feels on this, right? As to like what was actually making me go so nuts. And like because I became like irritable and shitty and snappy like right away, like within 20 minutes.
The past just coming back full
just
steam.
Immediately just like
what? Is there a memory attached? Is there a locked?
No, it's the audio. It's very no. So it's not that, though. That's part of it. So Paige, when she has a glass of wine, she wants like a wine that's like sweet but not too sweet. She always describes it as not cloying, just a little sweet, right? Banjo-Kazooie is cloyingly, absurdly, whimsically sweet. It is googly eyes on literally every object in the environment.
The rare staple.
Everything is a tuba. Yeah. Everything is a low horn. Every sound effect is a honk. Right, that kind of thing, right? It like Banjo-Kazooie sounds like an entire soundtrack made out of the clowns farting in the basement music from Resident Evil Director's Cut.
But that's bad horn music. That's bad tubas. That's like that. This is good tubas and whimsy and vibes.
Horrible.
It's island hopping fun and climbing.
It like the way that I described it was like the constant use of like the boom 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 horns felt like the game was like mocking me for playing it. Like that was the emotional content that I got off of that. And on top of that,
yeah, okay.
On top of that, first of all, let's actually address that because people were like, Pat just hates whimsy. Pat just hates fun things. But I'm a silly person in general. Silly, whimsical freak dog with busted legs that I go and kiss all over all the time, right? My issue is not whimsy. Also, I fucking love I love Hat in Time. I really, really, really enjoy a lot of like the tonality of like Kingdom Hearts. And so like I focused on that when I said Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, why does Goofy not activate me? But Banjo and Tooie do, right? Sorry, Banjo and Kazooie do, right? Like, cause Goofy and like Gore Swirl and like all that shit,
yeah,
like it's absolutely extremely similar, right? Someone in the chat's telling me that I hate Kingdom Hearts. They're an idiot. They don't know what they're talking about. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are fantastic.
It's the music.
It's the soundscape. So I don't think the music is good at all. I think there's like one or two good tracks in the spooky level in the middle of the game, the Ghost Mansion, the one that looks like Luigi's Mansion.
Okay.
right?
I mean, Grant Kirkhope, rare. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I think the music is awful. I think the low tuba, like constant fart music just sounds like garbage. But that's fine. It's the soundscape. It's that every single movement, footstep, item, character, musical element, everything is constantly making clown noises. The game is so loud all the time, and every single one of those noises is personally like annoying to me. So like the move where I forget what it's called, something trot, but the move where like a Kazooie puts her feet down and you run around and you're way faster as Kazooie.
Yeah.
Every single footstep is like a clown shoe.
Yeah.
Every footstep was like, it's fucking so annoying. So like,
Okay.
the whole game,
Okay.
every sound effect in the game made me like wince with annoyance.
Okay. So,
which is like, there's no getting better. I actually just started to get more tired. So I would actually just I started out like screaming, crashing out over how like overstimulated and infuriated I was at like once a level.
Okay.
And then at a certain point I just got too tired. It's like the clown equivalent of like a guy eating 1 inch from your ear with an open mouth. Just constant.
Okay.
Constant.
Yeah.
Like constant. It never stops.
So I guess this is interesting because the soundscape you're describing just did not annoy me at all. And there are other games with a very strong soundscape, as you described, that I part of the reason why I love those games is because of them, right? Yoshi games and Kirby games I also love because of exactly that. There's a sound to everything that is very cozy and enjoyable. But I've experienced. I agree with
you, by the way. Okay. That. Like I love Kirby music. I think Kirby music is fantastic. And I'm also playing Lisa, which also has farting clown music. But the farting clown music is built into a track for a random battle, and then after the random battle goes back to ambient fucking desert calm music.
It is. Again, like I said, this specific instance doesn't bother me, but I can't think of a time where a soundscape, so to speak, annoyed me like aggressively. I remember specifically here's the pull. Fucking Mignon Bert from King of Fighters Maximum Impact 2 is a character who every footstep she takes has a boop, 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 boop kind of sound effect to it, like a little, whatever, cartoony, like little whimsical.
No, you know what it is? You know when you're fighting Aegis in English in Persona 4 Arena?
My armor?
Every single time you hit Aegis, she goes, my armor, right? Now imagine that sound clip made you like really, really, really annoyed, and that was every sound effect in the entire game.
So but you see, my armor didn't bother me. I thought it was silly, but I thought it was just like a goofy dub where in Japanese we don't speak it, therefore it just sounds kind of normal, or you can dismiss it if you hear someone go like or whatever. But in the case of Mignon Bert, every step she took on the ground while you fought against her or played as her was annoying to me. I could not stand her entire thing.
I can't stand fighting Athena in King of Fighters.
Psycho Ball! Psycho shit!
And like every 2 fucking seconds. It's so annoying.
Yes, exactly. So I can get there. Mm-hmm.
So that's part one, right? So like people have, I've been talking about this I was talking about this a lot yesterday, but people mention like the type of boop 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 sound effects that like people in Okami used to speak is like annoying to them, so they turn those sound effects down.
Oh yeah.
There's like a wide variety of things, right? But usually,
which is how
it's
Banjo
not
Kazooie
like
characters talk, by the way.
Yeah, it's usually not like every single part of the game's entire soundtrack.
Okay.
So that explains why I like every time I would see Banjo Kazooie, I would just get mad.
Okay.
Like I would just every time I would see Banjo Kazooie, I would therefore hear Banjo Kazooie, and I would have like an internal like emotional reaction that is like, oh, that's the thing that makes me feel really bad inside. It's actually fairly similar. I have to date never met a single person that understands what I'm talking about when I talk about Frank Sinatra. Now, I don't even want to get into this. We're not going to get into it. But the point is that every time I hear Frank Sinatra, I start to become like irrationally upset because I start to get like anxiety and tension, and it makes me want to fight someone. Like it's immediate. It's like I'm hearing like a fucking brown note. It's nuts. And it's not the songs, right? It's like, because I'll listen to like covers of Fly Me to the Moon or Send in the Clowns or whatever. It's literally just his voice. And then I've seen him in his speaking voice, and his speaking voice also does that to me.
Yeah.
Like something about like the cadence or timbre or something in his fucking voice. It makes me go nuts.
Okay. I will meet you there. I will see where you are, and I will meet you there, because while I think that's crazy, because I think Frank Sinatra's totally fine, although crooning is not, there's a crooning in general can be a lower effort way of singing or whatever. It's not about that. I feel the exact same way about Bob Dylan. I think Bob Dylan is a terrible vocalist who is popular for no fucking reason, and every time I hear his voice, it drives me crazy. It sucks. I hate everything about Bob Dylan. He's the worst, and he makes me irrationally upset, especially because of how big it is. Like, it's fucking crazy how bad he is at singing, but it doesn't matter. There's a giant career behind it regardless. Really? All of it for years?
So that's like the start of it, right?
As a whole career? Fuck off.
So that's the start of Banjo, which is like, this is a really difficult thing to move past because it's like the whole soundscape. There's a level, I'm gonna have to look it up. There's a level in the middle of the game, Banjo Kazooie Mansion level. There's a level in the middle of the game. It's called Mad Monster Mansion.
Okay.
Right? Mad Monster Mansion was a very strange situation because I loaded into Mad Monster Mansion, which is, by the way, Hat in Time like takes a lot from Mad Monster Mansion. Like that whole spooky area in Hat in Time is basically Mad Monster Mansion from Banjo Kazooie.
Okay.
So I came into there and I immediately was like, wow, this music is really good. And this level is really good. And when I was playing Mad Monster Mansion, I was like, wow, this game's really excellent for this one level only. And it turns out it's the only level in the game that doesn't have the horns that they use on that sound font.
Because they changed it for the theme.
And it's all spooky Luigi's Mansion style music.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, oh my God. It's like I'm literally being fucking triggered by the sound font in this fucking game.
Did you ever play Star Fox Adventures at all?
I did not.
No, okay. Because that's another game that like kind of hits into this, like it has this kind of whimsy and all this stuff that we're talking about thematically going on with it, but because it's based on Star Fox, there's Star Foxy sounds and music and whatever in the middle of your goofy characters and world and so on. But if they just picked a different like sound font or like MIDI set or whatever the case is.
When I heard Banjo Kazooie's music in Smash Brothers, I was like, oh, that seems like a good track.
Huh. Interesting.
Right? And so
and the platforming and level and gameplay, none of that.
Well, now we're gonna get to the rest of it. So also I've described myself as somebody who's really specific about how I want my characters to control. I like my characters to so me and Paige played Resident Evil 2 Classic the night before. Both games came out in 1998. Both games have terrible controls. The difference is I love one and hate the other. And the reason why that is because Resident Evil controls insanely stiff, but it always does what you tell it. Yes. Banjo Kazooie controls super loose and has momentum on it and does not always do what you tell it. All your motions have wide swings. All your running has like inertia coming to a stop. Everything's really slippery. I hate slippery controls.
Okay.
I fucking hate it. I kept saying this bear's so fucking loose. the whole time. Like,
okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. The platforming requires precision, and getting the hang of 3D platforming back then, especially, that was a whole new world. And there are moments like that.
You're totally right. And I was like, oh, this must have come out before Mario 64. Then I was like, no, it couldn't have. That was a launch game. It came out 2 years later.
Yeah.
Then what's your excuse? Because Mario 64 controls like a dream.
Well, I mean, that's Nintendo's full power.
Right. And then I'm like, oh, it's because Mario 64 controls tight and Banjo controls loose. Right. Like, what, like, and that's like not aesthetic, but that's like personal preference. Like, some people like looser controls, but like slippier, floatier controls. But I hate that. I want my jumps to be short and tight and have like really well-defined momentum. Banjo is floaty as shit. And
the thing is like 3D platforming, like, also, again, there was a lot of weird, we don't know exactly how to do this. We're still figuring it out. Games that came out around or before Mario 64. I don't know how you feel about it, but like, I think Mega Man Legends is a incredible standout example of like, this is a baffling game to feel on the controller. I love everything about it, and you get used to it, and
I got
you get used to it, but it's not good. Right? Running like using the shoulders to run around corners and turning in this weird way.
It's built to accommodate the controls they gave it, so it's never a problem, but it is weird.
But the game needs to be played on a grid. Right.
So like the people were asking me like, what platformers am I used to, that this is what I'm comparing them to. I'm used to 2D platformers, but I'm also used to like my nearest analogs are like Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, and Crash Bandicoot, which all have like super tight, non-momentum, no inertia controls. And like, so for fucking, like, for Banjo Kazooie, every level in the game felt like an ice level.
Yeah. Okay. I totally understand.
And then I got to the ice level, and then I felt like I was playing with like latency.
Right.
But all of that pales in comparison to the thing that actually like made me super upset the most. And people are going to immediately go, well, they changed that in the rare replay version. I don't want to hear that from you unless you played the rare replay version first, because the version that everyone I've ever spoken to who's played Banjo Kazooie played the N64 version first. It's a collectathon game. In order to beat it, you need to get 94 of 100 jiggies, which are the equivalent of stars or moons. And you need to get 810 of 900 notes.
No.
Requiring 95% completion to beat your game is fucking nuts. That's fucking crazy. And this really surfaced itself because I'm like, oh, I'm going to beat the whole game in one sitting. Yeah. And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, what the fuck? I basically need to 100% the fucking game to do it. That's insane.
There's no
way worse than that. Way worse than that is that notes are the equivalent of coins in Mario. There's 100 notes per stage. They're all over the place, and you need 810 of 900 to access the final area, right? So what is that, like 89%? It's fucking 810 divided by 900 is equal to 90%. You need 90% of all the notes in the game, right? So you run around the stage and you collect the notes. And if you die, it uncollects every note in the stage and says, that was your note score for this attempt. Try it again. And if you leave the stage, it uncollects every note the next time you go in and you lose them. Yeah. And it is absolutely insane. It is like, I played through those levels and I'm like, I don't see, like, Rusty Bucket Bay is pretty tough, but it doesn't seem as absurd as I've heard, until I realized that you have to get all the jiggies in like a certain order so that you can get all the hard parts of the stage out of the way first, because you have to get 90% of the notes in every stage to beat the game. But if you died at any point, it will fucking fucking get your fucking notes for.
No,
It's unbelievable.
No, there's no excusing the Boffum dads and collectathon type shit. That just sucks. Yeah. I can't even mount a defense on that one. You know, strong memories and nostalgia aside,
Like
the
I was
bars you have to
using
clear can get really annoying.
the Switch too, and I
That's
was
fair.
just rewinding like fucking crazy because I technically beat Banjo Kazooie with no deaths
Okay.
by technicality. Because it's like this is a really like a combination of like floaty controls and lose your progress on every single fucking death feels more vindictive and sadistic than like most of the Super Nintendo and Genesis games that I played.
See, while I understand the perspective of just fucking do it though, that's what it is, too bad. The thing with
But I also don't enjoy doing it.
That's my point. That's my point. My thing is collecting shit in a really uninteresting way sucks in games, and I hate it. Therefore, I'm not gonna be like, nah, that's just how it was here when I think it's lame to go collect shit meaninglessly, right? There's I totally get it. Like, I get it.
I got through the game. I got every single jiggy in the game up until the last level, and I walked into the last level needing like 15 notes, right? Because I just got everything everywhere. And I went in and I'm like, wow, this last level, I will say, it's called Click Clock Forest, is mechanically interesting, is thematically awesome, is absolutely fascinating. It is absolutely nuts because in a game with 9 levels, the 9th level is actually 4 levels. And still has the rule of if you die at any point, your fucking note shit starts over. There is one level in the game that is a full 50% of the game and asks that you do the entire fucking thing without dying in one try.
Shout outs to Wily's Castle.
It is absolutely fucking miserable. It is way harder than Silk Song. Like way harder. And my reward for that was a fake out credit sequence that lasted 8.5 minutes as a joke. And I was like, what? Why? Like way, way longer than it would be funny. And then a real credit sequence that lasted like 10 minutes and was miserable because it wasn't even credits. It was actually just a name of every NPC in the game. And then I was told by the Ekim Bokum guy, hey, dumb shit, you didn't get 100 chiggies. No secret preview of the next game for you.
Yeah.
To which I then was informed that the secret preview of the next game was a cut feature that never made it into the next game. So it's actually just bullshit.
Oh my god, what was the thing?
It was supposed to be a cart swapping gimmick.
Okay, that's ringing a bell about something that was previewed and then never existed. Yeah.
There's also visible cut content and secret items through walls you can't get to.
Man. So I think you're looking this is a game that was right on the transition from, you know, the 4th generation where like longevity and gameplay replayability was just based surely on brute force and difficulty, you know, an old Mega Man game, like I said, and newer games where it's like, okay, you got there, you see your ending, yeah, you're fine. Here's extras if you want to go collect these stars, but you know, you don't have to.
Like when we started, the stream Paige was with me and she kept saying that like it filled her heart with whimsy as a child. And I'm like, are you guys, and like a lot of people in chat were saying that. And I just kept asking over and over and over, is that code for turned you into a furry? And I just kept getting like increasingly evasive answers.
I think realistically, a lot of folks are kind of just probably going like, yeah, I didn't actually beat it as a kid. I just played a bunch of this Nintendo platformer with a fun bear and bird and did some cool stuff, and it was a fun little rare adventure game. But you know,
hey,
whoa,
hey, put those back, please. Hey,
oh, is that an attack?
That's an attack. That was an attempt to scare me.
Oh, the light just went out.
But I'm focusing up. I'm focusing up on Banjo.
He's locking in. All right. Yeah.
Please, wife, put that back. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I think
Thank you, darling. I love you.
I think it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, you know, we just got some good N64 memories from one of those games, and you know, the actual did you get through all of this and collect it all and looking at it with the modern lens, I'm sure there's flaws there, especially
So like,
not
I'm
even
trying
Tui. You're talking about the first game, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to be objective here, right? I really want to be objective. Like, does the game looks gorgeous, like for its era? Like it looks fantastic, and the levels are huge and super vibrant, and the character models are really detailed. I think having a game that's a collectathon that has a draw distance of like 15 character length, so that you can't see fucking jiggies from far away, is absolutely nuts. I don't know what the solution to that was, but I think they shouldn't have done that. That seems fucking crazy. Because there are some jiggies that are just like right there in plain view, but I can't fucking see them because I'm not close enough. That sucks. That sucks.
So, another thing, because what you're saying here is true. Another thing that I think, if I'm being real and I'm examining the mirror inside, I think you're also kind of hearing lingering residue of the N64 Defense Force kid inside of me, where it was like I was also out there defending Jet Force Gemini.
It's funny, there are people in my chat who really like really like Banjo Kazooie that were like, by the way, every complaint you have with Banjo is like times a million in Jet Force, and they went way too far.
Yeah, and like there was a time when like defending this N64 game and this catalog was part of your identity against Sega PlayStation kids, and like I was absolutely on that side, being like, yeah, well, you'll never play GoldenEye, so too fucking bad, But
you always play GoldenEye because you'd play multiplayer at your friend's house.
Well, exactly, right, and so on and so.
That's how it always ended up working out.
But there's that lingering bit inside of defensiveness of just like, no, it's cool, shut up though, right? That's still a little bit there with these some of these weird Buck Bumble ass N64 adventures.
I think the whole exercise is actually really, really insanely confusing. And it really boils down to a lot about like like my own personal nitpicks and how strongly I feel about them, because I got to the 6th level of the game and was like, wow, this level rules. Yeah, I'm having a great time. This music's great. And then as soon as I left that level, back to like abject, anxious misery for 5 more hours.
Because this is, I mean, like, there's just some stuff, like, if you came after Winback, I'd have to come up, I'd step up and have to fight you, Like, it's one of those things. There's some shit that lands there. But at the same time, I'm thinking of my friend who would actually take a swing at you if you talked shit about Siphon Filter.
Yeah, no, people used to be insane.
And I'm like,
absolutely insane.
Like, fucking, like, what's the deal with you and Siphon Filter? And it's just like, it's the
Siphon
best.
Filter's pretty good.
Okay, I don't know or care. I don't know. I've never played it. I don't know. But
it's pretty good, but I don't think it's good enough to start a fucking fight over.
I mean, swinging at you,
Gabe Logan is all right.
Don't talk shit about Siphon Filter. That's how he said it. He said Siphon Filter. Damn.
But yeah, no, I beat it. And I was informed that Banjo Tooie does not do that weird shit with losing notes on death. And that they give you a ledge grab in Banjo Tooie because there's like a million platforms in Banjo Kazooie that like you can just barely hit, but no, it's not good enough. And I'm like, wow, that sounds way better. That sounds like they are aware of the problems that Tiny Pat would have had much back in the past. But apparently Tooie has like other problems with like being too big and stuff like that.
It is weird that like these games came before Donkey Kong 64, which is its own slate of issues. But overall, the genre of Rare-esque platformer, is a cool one that like that's why like games like Yooka-Laylee and Hat in Time came and people still harken back to that and the era of just putting a bunch of googly eyes on random objects.
It like
it's a vibe.
I guess. Oh my God! Stop talking. Oh. My chat's been infected with the word ass womb. And like people just, every time I see it, I'm like, ugh.
Is that like a bussy?
Yeah, it's like a bussy.
Okay.
It's like the womb.
Okay.
Anyway, so now I've infected all of you. I feel like this is I know food analogies are the worst, but so I live with somebody, my darling wife, who loves pickles. Like she would eat a whole jar of pickles and drink brine, right? She loves pickles, right? If I were to have to eat a pickle, I would throw up on the floor. Like, I think they're the most disgusting thing in the world. And I live in a world in which people were like, dude, I'm so happy I could cry that jar of pickles got into Smash Bros. And I'm just like, I couldn't get it. And then my solution to that was I will spend an entire day eating pickles. And I came away going, wow, I hate pickles more than I ever could have imagined.
With modern
I gained
context.
no understanding at all. I only felt more strongly about my original feelings.
Was Paige super into, like, did she grow up with like Polish delis or like smoked meat places around?
Nah. No, smoked meat's unique to Montreal, man.
Okay, because mustard and pickles are like a feature.
She just likes salt, man.
Vinegary flavor, yeah. But
she's just crazy for salt.
But you get a pickle and you get a whole lot of mustard with like a smoked meat sandwich. I'm just like, oh, is that like a part of, anyway, all right. Yeah, it is that. I think, I think the fact that you were able to pare it down to this soundscape just grates at you that's a particular accurate flavor.
And like, there's no escape because people turn the sound off. No. Like, I'm not gonna fucking turn this fucking sound off on a 12.5-hour LP. Like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Oh, Paige says she grew up with an incredible deli nearby.
There you go.
There you go. Smother that shit in mustard is the direct quote. It's like it's one of those things. So a lot of people's personalities are very different, obviously, right? We're all different people. We all have different places. I'm the type of person that I used to be really, really picky about everything, right? I was extremely picky about food. It's all that stuff. But then it turned out it's like I wasn't exposed to enough food, right? So now I have a much broader palate, right? But there are things that I can look at and go, food or film or music or whatever, and I can see it from a really far distance away and go, yeah, I don't think I would like that. Mm-hmm. And you get into that situation where your friends or your loved ones are like, oh, you should try it. And what do? You try it and you're like, man, I was fucking super right. I don't like that. No, you got to get used to it. Okay. Oh, wow, I hate this now so much that I resent you for asking me to keep trying it.
Yeah. I as you know, I love the new experience. I love the novel. I'll always be willing to adventure on the menu. Just to know and mark it down and go, I know how I feel about this, But I'm trying to think of like reasons like that I've like hated a game where I'm like just something that's just intrinsic and inescapable that is
there's only one person I know in my whole life that has anything close to it, and it is actually my wife, Peach Saliva. Super Giant games, being Bastion and Hades specifically, something about those soundtracks make her unable to think. Whoa. If I play Hades with the sound on, she's like, I literally can't even think. You have to turn it off.
Because she's enjoying the music?
No. It scrambles her thoughts like a neuralizer.
Whoa. Even with the vocals and stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, interesting. I wonder why.
It's like you ever see people like when you speak their own words back to them as soon as they say them, and how it just turns your fucking head off.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And then we were talking about Banjo, and she's like, I love that music so much. I'm like, is that the music that's playing in your head day to day? And she's like, absolutely. That's the soundtrack of my wife's life. Is something similar to the Banjo Kazooie soundtrack. And it makes sense because then I watched her fall down and have like a bunch of batteries fall everywhere.
What? Okay. When I think of Banjo music, my brain starts playing a track, but it's actually playing Goron music. It's actually playing like which is really like one step over, running around in the Goron village. But yeah, okay.
But yeah, so that was my experience with Banjo Kazooie. I'm definitely not putting Banjo Tooie on any goal ever. No, I'm not doing that shit. Nuh-uh. No, oh, no way. No thanks. Also, I will say, dude, aside from all of that, I think googly eyes on every asset you could make as an item or enemy is shit. I think it's fucking boring and lame and stupid. But I will give ukuleles googly eyes that attach to things and make them come alive enemy a fucking thumbs up, because that's really funny.
Yeah, you know, at the time, it was fine. It was cool.
No, I disagree, because I would have said the same thing at the time. I just wouldn't have been as eloquent about it because I was a child.
You ever see? Did you see that little that meme or whatever of like someone playing Mario 64 and they're just walking in the first area into the castle in a straight line and then across the bridge, and it just goes, "This game sucks." And then the next one is someone jumping, flipping, landing on the corner of the bridge, flipping, and then running into the main door. And it's like, this game fucking rules. Yeah, like I'm just reminded of that with some of these old games where like part of it is just running in circles with the bird and going and just there's a little bit of like playing in the sandbox.
Wow, I'm a happy, funny bird and bear. Woo!
Basically.
And like instead, like Paige came into the office to bring me some food, and she opens the door and hears me going, I could put a gun in Banjo's mouth and kill him and feel nothing. Also, hey, for real though, like this is the most biased shit ever. Banjo can suck a shit. Kazooie gets everything done in that game.
Kazooie's great.
Kazooie, like that game should be, instead of being Banjo Kazooie, it should be Banjo's fucking dead. Play as Kazooie.
Yeah, Pinky in the Brain. You know,
it's not even close. It's fucking crazy how not even close.
Kazooie's great. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
Kazooie's all right. Also, the game over where Gruntilda gets super hot.
Oh,
that should have been the ending of the game.
Right.
Like you shouldn't make a game in which the game over is like aggressively
the actual
superior to the real ending.
God, I feel like I've seen that a million times at the McDonald's Play Place kiosk as well. Because that was one of those games I didn't have as a kid too, so I'd play it like there or on rental or you know, at other people's houses. All right, fair enough. What else?
There's a weird amount of quests where you shit in someone's mouth in that game. Like weird.
You just
like, because when you fire the eggs backward, you
lay
make
an
a
egg
fart noise, and he goes,
I mean, you know, every Yoshi game is really scatological if you want to put it in that terminology. You know, then